Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. Today I am at the 2022 Old School Survival Boot Camp, and I'm going to take you a little tour around the facility and let you see what's going on today. Now, one thing that's sort of cool about today is I am going to be using my brand new GoPro Hero 10 Black with this fancy dancy little remote control thing called a Volta, and it's be really interesting to compare the footage I'm doing for my intro to the footage I'm going to be shooting from this, the next scene on with the new Hero 10. Now, this is actually day 3 of the event. I have been so busy with my classes and manning my booth that I really haven't had any time whatsoever to actually film. So this will be my first opportunity to actually film. And I'm going to go ahead and start you off in the parking lot where everyone shows up. And we'll just take it from there. Just a little quick guided tour. Now, all that area up through there is camping. There's tent camping and RV camping. Those areas are a partial hookup with electricity and water. And the past 2 days, by this time, right now it's almost 9 o'clock, which is the official starting time for the event. By this time, the past 2 days, this whole area was absolutely packed. And, being Sunday, this will be the slowest day, the last day of the actual event. And we all start off by heading down this road and through this replaced, or relocated, I should say, covered bridge. This was actually a covered bridge that was on one of our township roads many years ago. And when the engineers decided it needed to be replaced with a modern one, it was relocated here to the Vinton County Fairgrounds. And these ponds are actually stocked with fish, and folks that are here can actually fish and keep what they catch. So you can actually have fresh fish for supper if you are lucky enough to catch a few. They've also been doing some classes on fishing. And also, this area here where the canopy is normally stocked with all kinds of boot camp swag. You probably haven't got that set up just yet. This is where they usually check your tickets to make certain that you are actually a paid customer. And I'd say being the last day too, some folks just haven't got their things set up. The Resistance Chicks usually has a big wall full of stuff there. If I can, I'm going to bring you back a little later on once everything's set up. But this is a really cool addition that I guess they did not have last year. A complete map of where everything is, and then a complete breakdown of everything that is going on each day of the event. If there's any changes, well, as you can see right here, they actually go ahead and change things up, and they keep it up to date pretty well. In addition, they make announcements throughout the day as to what's going on. And that is Tara Dodrell. She is one of 2 that are responsible for this event. Morning, Tara.
Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
How's your class going?
Classes are going great. Huge turnouts for all of them. The first day I had 50 outlines. I didn't have enough. So I printed 75, and then I also had to hand out a few extra after I distributed those.
Well, that is great. You're enlightening.
Oh, yeah.
Folks this week.
I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, Tara and her husband are the ones that are jointly responsible for the genesis of getting all this together. And what a tremendous undertaking and what a tremendous accomplishment. And this is, I guess, much larger of an event this year. Much more presenters, much more vendors, and just I've been very impressed over the past couple days. The character of the attendees is just absolutely outstanding. Just good people. And they're good people that have a concern about their future. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's been going on over the past few years, and to have an idea as to what lies ahead of us. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and take you through the little vending area and things like this. There are all kinds of raffles going on here today, and this is one I'm going to be putting a few dollars in, because you can never have too many kayaks, and the Junior Fair Board is the ones that are responsible for maintaining the facilities here, and a lot of the work that they do is voluntary. However, when it comes to raw materials, doing repairs and things like that, it takes a tremendous amount of money to the upkeep of this facility. And so any way that I can help, I'm going to. And plus, when it comes to the possibility of winning a kayak, oh yeah. And the sponsor of the kayak is Raccoon Creek Outfitters here in Vinton County. Absolutely phenomenal people. Dustin and Bobby Hoy. Bobby Hoy, it was her baby, and what a great baby it's become. And but anyway, as you know, that color scheme for the kayak isn't exactly my cup of tea. Dustin and Bobby donated that kayak to the fair board to raffle off, and if by any chance I were to win it, I can go ahead and exchange it for a color scheme that is more suited to my personality, which is pretty cool. Chances of me winning, pretty much slim to none, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts, right? And I am helping out the fair board. This is one of the classes. This is one of the self-defense classes that are being taught throughout the day, every day. Multiple self-defense classes. CW Outfitters setting their shop up this morning. And there's a lot of vendors here that are just, they're great people, and they have fantastic wares available. Some of them are more specific as far as what they sell, and some of them are vendors of potpourri. Has not actual potpourri, but they have a little bit of everything. The B Guys Supplies LLC, the proprietor is also teaching classes throughout the day. This is absolutely phenomenal wax canvas wear, and they are also going to be at the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering this fall, which falls on Columbus Day weekend. And of course, Pathfinder's here and selling their quality merchandise. And here's Dave.
Jonathan Timms.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing quite well. I finally got an opportunity to walk around and do a little bit of filming for the channel.
Exactly.
And
baby white bass sitting right there.
this is quite a show. I like this.
Yeah.
I wasn't here last year.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I didn't know anything about it, and I was on my way to go camping. I drove by and I said, "Wonder what's going on there." So, then after that, Tara contacted me and let me know that if I had something to contribute, I'd be welcome. And so
That's awesome.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I've had a great time so far.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. The worst thing about this is I haven't been able to attend any of the classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm attending the booth, and then I'm teaching the classes, and then I'm tag teaming with my wife, herding the grand monkeys.
Right.
And but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do something today as far as the classes. What are you teaching today?
Nothing today.
Okay, cool. Well, if nothing else, I want to come and look at your eye candy here.
Okay.
Yeah, with your Jeep layout. Yeah, I just traded in my red Jeep for a newer one, and everything I did to my old Jeep, which I was pretty pleased with, I've got to now do again to the new one.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, I couldn't. It would reduce the trade-in value significantly if I were to remove that. And since it's a 4-door as opposed to a 2-door, some of the stuff wouldn't work anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I'll stop by. You take care. God bless, Dave.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, this is Dave's new ride. You probably, if you follow his channel, you've probably seen all this stuff because he's done some fantastic videos on it. But he's got impromptu sessions to where he walks everyone around and asks questions. The nice thing about Dave is very, very accessible. The other day, he was here between classes, and a couple kids were talking about knives or whatever, and so immediately he just does an impromptu knife safety class, knife use class, and it's just the kind of guy he is. I mean, there is no moment that's not a potential teaching moment and learning moment, and that's very admirable. And this is, I believe, going to be a butchery class, and coming on, and here we go, bomb-proof bushcraft with Madison Pool. And this is another spot I have not been able to get into to either talk to Madison or to look at any of her fine stuff. She has absolutely fantastic merchandise. This is just a quick walkthrough, but later on, hopefully, I will be able to come back and let you have a look at what she sells. She's also going to be at the Central Ohio bushcraft gathering this fall. She's been there the past couple years, and great merchandise, great prices. Blacksmith. He also is teaching blacksmith classes from there. And this is one of the local food merchants that are here. J.C. Mullins with U.S. Route 50 Pizza, Mullins Pizza. And he has a permanent booth out here for any of the activities. He also has a store in town. And we're getting around to the main area. And we'll loop around here, let you see that. I'm just letting you see the layout, as you would see it if you were here. This is
jerky over the fire down.
JW Apothecary. He's been teaching a lot of classes here over the weekend. A lot of make and take classes. Really knows his stuff about herbs and things like that. And we've got Tough Possum gear, which, by the way, I bought some stuff here yesterday. One of the few stores I was actually able to go to. And for each one of the items that you buy, you get a raffle ticket put in for a daily prize, which is one of his satchels, which is like a haversack. And then at the end, there's going to be one major prize, which is his brand new bushcraft haversack. I mean, I forget the actual name, but it is the bomb. It is the bomb. And I just happened to win one of the satchels, or the haversacks, yesterday because of all the loot I bought from him. And some more of the vendors. This is a cottage industry ranch or food, long-term survival food company. They do everything themselves, and good quality products. They do dehydrated and freeze-dried foods. This is Iron Mountain Survival. I bought a brand new IFAC from them yesterday, and you will see that IFAC on a future video because I've got the mother load of gear parts to assemble several different harness rigs. and I'm going to be trying those out throughout the summer. But the one thing I want to have on every single survival rig that I have, I want to have an IFAC on that. So that's just one of 3 that I've accumulated so far, and I am going to be making my own, and that'll be another video to let you see that you can be able to put together your own IFAC to meet your own specifications, your own requirements, and if you are lucky to find the individual components at good prices, you can put it together a lot less expensive than you would if you buy them. Now, the one big thing that you're purchasing when you purchase an assembled IFAC is the pouch. If you have a fairly generic pouch, your cost is going to be much lower. And if you have a very nice, very fancy, very well thought out pouch, that can add anywhere between $25 to $45 to it. And but that's the thing, is the functionality of it. Do you just want a pocket to put it in, or do you want something that will open up and you can access individual items that you need without disturbing anything else? And that's the big factor that's involved with the pouches. So here's another vendor there. Thing is medical supplies and long-term food supplies. And we have another class going on over here. We're doing some brain tanning. And it looks like they are working with rawhide right now. So, scraping hides. That is an arduous task. Another vendor. And another vendor there. There's just a lot. There is a lot to see and do here. And that's when you include the quality and the quantity of the vendors with the quality and the quantity of the classes, you very easily could be busy from 9 to 5 with 0 exceptions. And this is my neighbor, and that is my booth, and I'll be opening that up after I film this today. And I don't have a lot left. I was very successful selling the items that I have, and I made quite a bit of extra money that I'm definitely going to be reinvesting into items from my channel. This area here is the shower house, and that right there is full access to all of the participants. There's a lot of showers, restroom facilities, things like that in there, and it just makes it so much nicer to be able to have everything you need in one area. And again, 3 days of classes, access to top quality vendors, first come first serve for the RV spots, as far as full hookup, partial hookup. You have options as far as how you camp. There's a lot of folks that are up here, up and behind on the hill, and up even with the RVs that are camping in the open. However, we have a wooded area all the way around the facility, all around the campgrounds, and you, as long as it's still on the fairground property, you have access to those woods to be able to set up your camp. And I think that for the most part is it. And I like it. I'm already like trying to pull back the reins a little bit on all the possibilities of ideas for classes I can teach next year, what I can do for next year. One thing I definitely need to do is I need to, if I'm going to have a booth, and the only reason I have a booth is because it's free for any of the presenters to be able to set up a booth. And if I can get someone or several people to man the booth to where we can sort of tag team and take turns manning the booth, attending classes and things like that, that would be absolutely fantastic, because there's a lot of the classes I would have loved to taken, but I just, between the responsibility of attending the booth, preparing for my classes, things like that, I didn't have that availability. And next year, since I know what's going on, I'm definitely going to be able to prepare and plan for that for next year. Anyway, that is it, and I'll be bringing you back and sharing a little bit more, and as more of the vendors open up, things like that. And once Mrs. Boondockery gets here with my grand monkeys, and she's going to be able to attend the booth, I'll be able to get out and actually really talk to folks. Not formal interviews like I did with the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering, but just impromptu, very casual little conversations, things like that. And we'll just see what happens. But anyway, we'll bring you back in a few. I'll just give you a quick look at my booth. And very hastily I got a quick banner made, and was not pleased with the outcome. But at the last minute, just had to do what I had to do. And there's not much left. There's some of my pottery. There's some of my patches. And I had a total of 5 of Jason Hunt's The Gospel of Survival, and they've sold really well. Sold 4 of those. I have plenty of my freeze-dried meal koozies, and this is all that's left of the gear. This table was just piled with stuff, and had some other packs and things like that hanging, and all of my packs have sold. And there's like a little prototype I did with shoulder straps, and this is a raffle item, and this is an aftermarket multicam ILBE. I believe the manufacturer is AK Max, and I bought it on a whim several years ago, at least 2 years ago, could have been longer than that. And I bought it on eBay, and at the time I bought it, I did not know that it was aftermarket, and I thought it was one of the few existing multicam ILBEs that were actually produced. And it's okay quality if you're not doing heavy duty backpacking things. It is not military grade, but as far as civilian use goes, light use, it's absolutely fantastic. It has all the pluses going for it that the issue ILBE has going for it. One of the things they did, they replaced all of the molly webbing with the laser cut, and this pack with those changes and the fact that it's not made with its heavy duty materials, it's about 4 pounds lighter than a regular ILBE. And I'm raffling it off, and I will be calling the winner of the prize after my last class today at 3 o'clock. But there's not much left of the booth. I should have taken some video the first day when it was all loaded up. It would look a lot more impressive. But this was a spur of the moment thing. I found out at the last minute that all presenters get free booth space. So I figured, what the hey, I've got a few bits and pieces of gear that I'm not using anymore. So I was able to get rid of quite a bit of that, and to also spread my ministry with my patches and my stickers. And it's been enjoyable. It's been interesting. It's been a learning experience. But anyway, that's my booth. We're actually going to get into some of the shops and we can see what they have to sell. How's it going, brother?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing great. Coming around and filming some of the shops and stuff for the channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is fantastic. What's your name again, sir? I'm so
Jeremiah
sorry.
Ross. So I'm sitting in for Jake Drum.
Yeah.
So it's Drum Emergency Medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Jeremiah and I had an absolutely fantastic conversation yesterday, and it's so fantastic to find other people that are into this and that are of faith. And Jeremiah is incredibly knowledgeable, and he blessed me with a book, and can't wait to get into it. And just had a phenomenal evening last night talking with him and his wife. So God bless you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, you were an absolute blessing to me last night. And everything about this so far has been so much better than I ever could have dreamt that it was going to be with the connection. I've done like bushcrafting events and things like that.
Right.
First one of these I've actually been to, but there are a lot more of us than what a lot of people want to think. And yeah, this is just fantastic. But yeah, I wanted to get some footage for the channel, and
I'll walk in and check it out.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I'd like to keep in touch with you.
Oh, same here. Did I give you one of my cards?
You did.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
great.
it. I checked on it this morning and put it with the cards I need to follow up on, man. So
Okay, fantastic.
look forward to it.
We'll be back after a while, I guess.
Are you going
Now,
to eat?
this is the vendor that I got my IFAC from yesterday, and as you can see, he has some incredible medical supplies, things like that, and I think very reasonable prices. And of course, my IFAC wound up being multicam. Of course, you know I have a fascination with multicam, and that's the thing, is like all the vendors here have an absolute immense knowledge as far as the items that they sell and the specializations that they focus on. Well, Jeremiah, I'm going to head on to the other one. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you. Appreciate you.
Oh, appreciate you.
Thanks for the spot on stuff too, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're happy to come out and offer classes, and you know, I'm sure that you had to talk with Jake, so you got all of that. So much appreciated, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
All right, have a good night. Or have a good day.
You too, thank you. Oh yeah, the conversation we had last night was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We spoke for probably close to 2 hours. Here is Schwartz Foods Adventure Snacks. So, and howdy, how are you folks doing? Oh, okay. Oh, I sure will. This is my first chance to be able to get out to actually look at the vendors. And,
Nice. I know. Today was my first day shopping. Like I haven't gone to any vendors all weekend. It's been so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did a quick lap and I bought like some syrup and stuff and some chest seals.
Yeah, well, if all goes well, I'm going to do a quick little filming of the wares, and then I'm going to come back and do some shopping.
Good for you.
Yeah, this is my last chance.
I know.
Now
But all of their things that they produce themselves, nothing is purchased. They do everything. They do freeze dried. They do dehydrated, and they package all their stuff in Mylar and long shelf life. It's just absolutely fantastic. Okay, here we got howdy, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
You mind if I film your shop here?
Oh, that's fine. I ain't got much left, but you're welcome to it.
Well, that's the thing. We got the free spot by presenting,
Right.
and I brought in all kinds of my old gear and kit that I just didn't use anymore.
Right.
And I could not believe how fast it went. I mean, my table was covered with it.
Right.
And
Like 3 boxes and we're down to less than 1.
yeah.
Now, we didn't do something near as much, but we did do a little bit. I'm a stocking Mora knife dealer.
Yeah.
So I brought a bunch of Mora knives in, and I sold, I got literally 2 things left.
Yep.
I sold a whole bunch of Moras. And then I did my class on less lethals earlier today, and did one yesterday, and sold a lot of my pepperball stuff and a lot of my OCs and stuff like that based on that class. So that was good for me.
Well, that's fantastic. What's your name, sir?
My name is Ryan Jones.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah.
RDMF Jones on YouTube, and on my business is rdmfjones.com.
Excellent.
Yep, we do concealed carry. I'm a federal licensed dealer. I do specialized training in less lethals, that kind of stuff, and then I also do other kind of training, any kind of really self-defense oriented violence type training. I come from that kind of background, so that's kind of stuff that I do.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I haven't been able to attend any classes.
I have done a couple. I brought my crew, so we've
Yeah.
been able to switch
Oh,
out.
yeah.
So I was able to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you do the caching thing?
Yes.
Yes, that was a really good class. I really.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank
in fact,
you.
I got a lot of good information. I had never
Oh, that was
thought.
his favorite class.
That was one of my favorite ones that I've taken today.
Oh, fantastic.
Because a lot of times you think of caching and you think of bury shit in the ground. And
Right.
I like the idea of you not really going that route.
Mhm.
And I was really kind of thinking about that. Like, yeah, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I first got here, an individual asked what I was doing,
Right.
and I said, well, I'm doing a class on survival caches. Oh, yeah, getting stuff and burying it.
Right.
Hope you got something more to fill in that other 58 minutes. And I'm like, yeah,
I think we got it. Yeah.
That pretty much covers it, but yeah, I'll come up with something to fill that time. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a lot of, it was good information. I really enjoyed it.
oh, fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm glad I was able to provide something that people could use.
Right,
Him and
and
his
I think
sister
that was
attended it and they
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
right.
Mhm.
And that was
Great.
the other thing was that I felt the same way today. Like I helped some people out that
Mhm.
were thinking about, okay, I've got the in the prepping community or in this environment, we seem to have the gun thing figured out. Like
Right.
like that's where everybody starts. I need a gun. I need
Yeah.
50 rounds. I need 500 rounds of firearms. But a lot of people don't think about, okay, not every problem that you might come into is a gun problem.
Exactly.
And even if we think about like life as the end of life as we know it, okay, that's not the reality. The reality is that typically when we look at these situations, it's a temporary problem,
Right.
right? It gets somewhat corrected at some point, and then there's a new normal afterwards. And those prosecutors and everybody is going to be looking at everything that happened.
Right.
We use Katrina as an example. You got 158 murders to look at.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the guy that shot somebody with a pepper ball gun, right? Or you're not looking
Right.
at the guy that used OC spray on somebody,
Right.
right? But you're definitely looking at the guy that went to the gun solution when there wasn't a gun solution available.
Right.
So I think that a lot of people really took that to heart and were changing some thought processes too, which I really
Yeah.
enjoyed. And I felt like I helped a couple guys that were coming like, oh, I own a warehouse, or I own, I'm worried about my home, or I'm worried about the civil unrest type stuff that
Right.
happens. It's been happening, and I think it's going to happen more. And I'm like, okay, well, this is better than
Yeah.
your gun solution.
Because you can take this everywhere with you.
Right. Not only that, but even in the home or in the situation where there's a crowd of people, gun solution's not going to work.
Right.
It's just not an option.
Right.
When we think about a gun solution, you've got. What are you going to do? Even if you got a 90-round drum, you're going to be stacking bodies on an interstate. That's probably not the best solution to this problem.
Right.
Right? With some of the products that I'm talking about, and some of the tools that I'm talking about, I can clear a highway.
Right.
Pretty easy, and make it very uncomfortable for the people there while I get the heck out of Dodge. And I have not caused any permanent injury to anyone.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea.
You deter as opposed to neutralize.
Right. And the whole idea is that the legal aftermath and some of the other stuff that's coming with that for a self-defense type scenario. Your gun is a hammer. It drives nails. I've never had a lot of success assembling IKEA furniture with just a hammer.
That's true.
Right?
Yep.
So the whole idea is instead of just having the hammer, let's have a multi-tool. Let's have a couple different options to deal with the problems that we're actually coming across.
Yeah,
So that was the
absolutely.
whole idea, and I really felt like a lot of people it resonated with, and I wound up getting a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people said it was a good presentation. So
No, fantastic. I'm sorry I couldn't have attended it.
Right.
Are you doing any today?
I did them at 9 in the morning. I
Oh.
right at the beginning, all 3 days. So I wound up I already went through it. So.
Okay.
But I had pretty good turnout the first day, not so much because we had that issue with everybody kind of backing up at the gate.
Right.
But then the last 2 days, I got about 30, 40 people each one. So
Okay.
I feel good about it.
That's fantastic.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you and thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do.
Right.
And I'm glad that you're here. You coming back next year?
I think, yeah. If
Okay.
they're gonna have, as long as they'll have me.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back and do her again.
Excellent.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yep. And like I said, I really enjoyed the presentation. It was really.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. See, this is another example of like touching all the bases of survival. I mean, you have a lot of people with the mindset is like, well, if I do this, I take wilderness survival classes. Well, yeah, you're good for 72 hours. But the thing is, we could be facing things that are going to be leading us into months, if not years. And therefore, you can't go just relying on your survival skills. You start with those, but you also have to do the idea of prepping. You also have to do the idea of homesteading. If you have a backyard, you can do some limited homesteading with gardening, things like that. We live in town, we have a double lot, we raise laying hens, we have a nice garden, things like that. We have a good basement to where we can use to store our preserved foods and things like that. So you have to think of the full picture if you actually really truly are thinking of survival in this modern day and age. So let's see. Now, believe it or not, this is my neighbor. You may have heard me talk a couple times about a local surplus store that is near me. This is he, and he has a lot of surplus and excellent prices. Absolutely excellent prices. He is the individual that I was able to get my Alice packs from that had never been issued, and great price, and they were phenomenal shape. Let's see what we got over here. How's it going, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, just coming by and doing some footage on all the vendors that are here, and just letting them see what they're missing, and hopefully get a lot more folks out here next year.
Yeah, sounds good. Definitely like getting more people out.
Yep. Do you specialize in cold weather clothing?
No, we're actually affiliates with Fortress Clothing.
Okay.
We teach wilderness skills.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got several in-person classes and also online classes that we teach.
I watched your promo video for this event.
Yeah.
So you are from PA?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay, Central Ohio?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Now, did you guys ever go to the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering?
No, we actually haven't made it to that one.
Okay.
We're talking about doing it this year, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great. It's great.
We keep hearing.
It's more for bushcraft and wild camping than this is, but I would say that you will have an equal turnout, pretty much. At least from what I've been able to see. I haven't been able to get out much and walk around, but yeah, a great turnout, another family-friendly event, and a lot of good people there, a lot of great classes, things like that, and the facility's absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you want to camp on grass in the central area, you can. You can set up your tent right behind your business, but I have no idea how many acres of woodland there, and it's nice. It's very nice.
That sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, you guys take care.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, they were one of the individuals, or the groups that did an promo for this event. And they did a good job. They did theirs very early on, so folks knew about it from them a lot earlier than they did from me. We're going to go ahead and step into Tough Possum gear. And Jay Berry is in here with his mom, and this is their shop. And I came in yesterday and bought a few items. And because I bought a few items, every item I bought, I got a raffle ticket. I wound up winning some more swag. I was pretty pleased. Jay Berry, how are you?
Good. Excuse me, your glasses.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. How you been?
Very good.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Doing good. Doing very good. Now, if you remember when I was at my Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering not too long ago, I did a real quick interview with Jay Berry about his gear and stuff like that. And so I'm glad to see him here, and hopefully he'll be coming back in the future. And he's expanding his line, and all of his stuff is just absolutely top quality. And I just want to make sure that if you guys make it next year, you come here to Tough Possum Gear and get yourself some good quality kit. And Jay Berry, I want to make it around some of the other vendors. You're welcome.
Take care.
Will do.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you much. God bless. Yep. Fantastic people, absolutely fantastic people, and phenomenal gear. Be looking for a video on the items I purchased from him here pretty soon, and I can't wait to get them in the field and start using them. Now, this vendor I have not had a chance to look at all. And it definitely looks like they have a tremendous amount of medical and long-term food storage stuff. And oh, they have Berkey water filters, things like that. They have a phenomenal inventory. I will definitely be coming back here to possibly buy some items. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
So if you look at the price of this one plus the other one,
and this is the type of stuff that I love, the variety of the vendors that are here. There's just a tremendous variety of what they have, and everything is pertinent, everything is good, everything's of good quality. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Coming around, getting a little bit of footage of everyone's stuff to show off to everyone that wasn't able to make it, and hopefully get them here next year.
That would be good. And also to the Central Ohio Bushcraft Gathering.
Oh yes,
right there.
Yeah, we'll do that. And that again, you know, you've seen my video on it. You heard me talk about it quite a bit, even in this video. But we'll be here. I've noticed that sign is on a lot of vendors' tents here, a few of them that were not there last year. So they're growing, they're expanding, and you have a lot more variety with the vendors and just adding to the enjoyment of that event. So thank you very much. God bless. Go around and squeeze in a few of the others, and we'll see you in a bit. I'm going to bop over here to the Blacksmithing Shop. And right now he's doing a demonstration on some of the skills. That's one really great thing about this event is, like, this may not be a formal class. This may not be something that you know, was on the schedule, but this is an impromptu learning moment, teaching moment, and everyone here that I've met have been very amiable to that type of a thing, and it's just phenomenal. But you name it, if it pertains to prepping, homesteading, survival, primitive skills, maybe not primitive skills, but essential skills, blacksmithing. I mean, that's a decent skill to have. I mean, if there's a potential to where we're in a situation where we can't purchase the metal items we need, but we have the ability to forge them out ourselves, and that makes us much more self-reliant and much less dependent on, you know, the world. And we have Madison Poole's business here, Bombcraft Bushcraft, and she always has a lot of really great stuff. A lot of great stuff, and really, really great prices. So, pop in here and look at these. Now, this is something that she's really expanded on, is her range of marbles, axes, cutlery, things like that. A lot of great stuff.
I'm going on my own to Central Ohio, but I'll help.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, got to be smart on what I'm working with. There we go. Get it up there. Oh, I think I might be picking some of these things up. These are awesome.
It's 50 or 100 uses. And
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. One of them was skinning a rabbit.
Here's Madison. She's working with the customer.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Maybe I'll be able to come back in and talk with her here a little later.
On the corner. And then you need to file it a little more to make it flatter.
Yeah, in the ropes, I've seen videos of
God, I can't even remember all the stuff he had on there straight.
Good stuff. And if you've not made yourself familiar with Marbles as a company, they've been around for a very long time. And I believe they're all American made. At least Marbles used to be completely made in the United States, and just good quality kit. And far less expensive than Gransford Brooks or other of the more sought after items that have gained quite a reputation in the bushcrafting and wild camping community. Let's see. There's We got the Pathfinder Store here. I talked with Dave just a little bit earlier today. These are the items that they're selling from his store. Always, you know, decent pricing and really great quality. And priced, Dave's philosophy has always been producing items that can be procured by the common man. Common man bushcraft, common man survival, things like that. So you get the best quality for the best price you possibly can through his things. And believe me, he has worked tirelessly in seeking the best way to procure the items he has for his stores. And you know, they're not always what some people like. You know, a lot of his stuff has to be made in China because he can't get American-made items that he wants to sell at a price to where the average common man can afford them. And as opposed to not selling something that someone needs, he decided to go the best route he possibly could. And it was a wise business decision. And you know, it's up to your ethics whether or not you purchase them or not. But me personally, I've had to find a balance in this type of thing in my own life. And if I can buy American made at a good price, I'll do it. But if I absolutely need it and my only option is Chinese at the price I can afford, then unfortunately I have to do that. Wow. This is all woven materials and waxed canvas. With some nice waxed canvas water bottles, haversacks. Excellent, excellent stuff. Look at that poncho. That'd make a fantastic makeshift shelter, as well as you know, protecting you from the elements. And here's the B Guy Supply Company, talking to some potential customers. Sells absolutely everything you need to get into beekeeping. And he actually has quite a few bees, and they're flying around now, attracted to some of the items that he's selling. Well, folks, probably spent a little too much time going around doing this, but that's okay. I'll edit out the best I can and try to shorten it to where it's more enjoyable for you to watch. And right now, I'm going to get back to my booth and let the missus go do some shopping or whatever she needs to do, and I'll watch the shop and watch my grandmonkeys.
First thing I want to do is I want to start this class off with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for all of your many blessings. I want to thank you for this opportunity for your children to come together, to learn from one another, to teach one another, and to prepare for what's to come. So many times in the past, Scripture tells us that you have prepared your children. You have instructed them on what to do to prepare for catastrophe that did befall. And because they listened to you, they trusted you, they loved you, and they adored you. They praised you. You saw them through the worst calamities that could have ever happened. Father, please be with us. Guide us, direct us, give us focus. Allow us to absorb the knowledge that you want us to have and need us to have, and let us do your will with it. Please be with us, guide us, and direct us. In your holy name I pray, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. Okay, this is on survival caches. And despite what some people think, a cache is a whole lot more than just digging a hole and sticking something in it. Now, types of caches, I basically separate them into two types. One of which is a short term, a cache that is placed and then retrieved in a relatively short period of time, such as a few hours or a few days. Short-term caches may be hasty and may not adhere to the same procedures one should use for long-term caches. One example of a short-term cache. Me and my buddy, we're out hiking. Well, we're out there a good little distance, and all of a sudden, he slips on a slippery log, breaks his leg. Perform first aid, splint it, do the best I can, but we got a ways to go to get back to the vehicle. Now, we can't both just ditch our packs and go. We have to have a pack to split between us, just in case worse things were to occur between where we are and our vehicles. So what I would do is, first of all, being a smart person, I'm going to have Tom graph the map of the area, and I'm going to know where I am on that map because I am not a slacker. I would keep track of that with my compass and with the map. I'm going to find a place, let's say a fallen tree, fallen trees, down pretty close. Or I could say like a little crevice in some rocks. I'm going to go look at it, going to pull some sand away from it, going to stick that backpack up in there, put a few things that are natural in that area around there. Voila, you can't see it, that's a cache. Now what's going to happen once I get my buddy to my vehicle, call the EMS to get him some safety, I can go back and retrieve that at another time. But because that has food and things like that in it, I don't want to risk leaving that there for any period of time. Those critters just love food. And it could be food they've never tried before. It could be an adventure for them. But if a critter's going to get in that stuff, it's going to tear it up to get to that food. We don't want that to happen. That is one example for a short-term cache, and there's tons more. Protect cache contents from the elements in case the cache container is ever compromised. So you're basically putting things in a container and you're putting them in a container. And how things can be compromised. This is one example. I was backpacking in the Cheyenne Mountains in Colorado. And me and my buddies, we got to a base camp and we were there for night. And we were settling in. Well, I wanted to stretch my legs a little bit, and I really wanted to see the top of that mountain that we were camped on the side of. So I hiked my way up there. My buddy's dog came with me, and I have my firearm. And those are two good things to have with you when you're in the woods, a dog and a gun. And I started noticing stuff. There's like this bucket over here. There's like a jacket over there. And all of a sudden I saw these great big cans, those big old cans like the Denny Moore family beef stew comes in. Well, they were ripped to shreds. You can see bite marks in it, and the cans were like ripped apart. Like, when you're really trying to impress somebody, you take that aluminum can after you drink your beer, and you go, whoosh, and just tear it apart. You're a brute, right? But that's what these things are like. And those things, I mean, those are, they aren't flimsy. They aren't flimsy. They may dent, but they're not going to rupture. And so I'm thinking, it's like, wow, that doesn't look good. And so I'm getting a little closer. I'm seeing more stuff. I'm seeing like lanterns and fuel and stuff like that. And then I see where someone had cached everything they need for a camp. It could have been a bug out location. Who knows? But anyway, all the stuff was real close to this area beside this downed tree. And it had very obviously been dug out. And so I'm going through the backpack and the dry bag that all this stuff was in. They're completely destroyed. They're ruined. The clothing that was in there, a brand new pair of North Face hiking boots. Brand new. They're expensive. You better believe those came home with me. The thing is, it couldn't have been any more than about 5 to 6 months. I could tell that the fabric of things had been bleached by the sun, but they hadn't started to degrade. So I could tell that it had only been a relatively short period of time. Just imagine you're in an emergency situation and you show up to your camp to get your stuff, and you may only have the clothes on your back, and all of a sudden, things are all torn up, things are soaking wet, things are dry rotted, what have you, but it's because they didn't take the contingency that those critters are going to smell that food. I will tell you right now, unless you have a critter-proof container, that animal will smell any type of food you have. Tin cans. You put that against your nose when you go home. See if you can smell any of the food that's in there. You can't smell it. You better believe a cougar or a black or brown bear can smell it, and then they're going to eat it. But they're going to tear everything up to get to it. So you have to prepare for the contingency. If that person would have gone ahead and vacuum sealed or put into separate containers his clothing items, the other things that the critters aren't interested in, he could have walked around and collected those things up. And he would have had something as opposed to nothing.
Well, folks, this is after hours. All of the vendor tents have been shut down, and this is the nightlife of the old school survival boot camp. And I just want to walk you through here and show you what goes on here in the evening, and let's just see how calm and laid back this place is for an event which has been really huge. So I'm going to turn you around here and do a little walking, do a little talking. Hopefully the video turns out well. Now we have a collection of the large tents. There are the class tents, and there are quite a few of them. And like I said, the vendors have been shut down for a little while now. It's 7:25 right now, and the day's activities pretty much end at 5. So this is the main area, and a lot of events are pretty I don't want to say rambunctious, but it's not calm and quiet like this. And I kind of like that. Kind of like that quite a bit. And the nice thing about this event is you can see that there are still quite a few vendors that are open for business. And they're still selling, and which is really good for the fellow vendors, so that they can actually come by and be able to purchase and pick up things after hours when normally they can't. And over there's the music. How's it going, Dan? Pretty good. And so I think that's pretty cool. A lot of events I've been to, there's always stuff going on afterwards, but usually it's it could be a little louder or whatever. But this is absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to take you all the way around the vendor section just simply because you will have already seen that, but just to give you an idea of the fact that sales are still going on with just about anyone that needs or wants anything, and all the vendors at their locations have enough space to be able to put up tents, which is really, really nice. So you don't have to necessarily set up your tent in an area it's far away from your business and your vending. And I think it's really convenient. They provide ample space to be able to have your vending tent and things like that, and also have your tent. Now, of course, you have a big family with you. You'd probably want to go over to the camping area, which we're getting ready to go into. And just to have a little more comfort. This is the area I'm with. And this is normally our county fairgrounds. So this is primarily the 4-H camp, but there's all kinds of activities that go on here throughout the year. A lot of motorcycle racing. We have tractor pulls, and we have demolition derbies, things like that. But here's one of the camping areas. This is primarily RV and campers, and it's really nice. They provide a dumpster for all of the refuse. And if you've ever been camping, sometimes when things are really hopping, a lot of folks are camping, that you know, the dumpsters get over full, so they don't mess around. They have something the size of a diesel rig. But I'm not going to go all the way up in here and disturb folks, but this goes up and around, and I believe this is the area that has full hookups, which is water and sewage and electricity. And of course that is included in the price of the admission, which is only $75 for the weekend. You can't beat that deal. And the nice thing about it, let's just say for the sake of saying so, that there's a couple of the classes you want to see and you're not really interested in a lot of the other things. I don't understand why, but that's a possibility. In this area, there are tons of other things for you to do, all kinds of nature areas and historical sites that you can visit throughout the day as well, and have this as a very inexpensive camping area. And the nice thing about it, since the event only goes from 9 to 5, you know, it provides opportunities for you to get up early, go do something, explore, have a good time, and then come back, catch some classes, be able to go back to your camp, have a nice quiet evening. And, this is another one of the camping areas. This is only partial hookup. I believe they have water and electricity, but not sewage. I'm going to walk you up through here because this is also where a lot of the tent camping and stuff is. And you can definitely see just how family friendly this event is. Now, I've been to some other, you know, events similar to this, and you don't have this family laid-back atmosphere at a lot of those. The Central Ohio Bushcrafting Gathering is one of those that's really laid back, and but of course they don't have hookups and things like that for RVs and campers like they do here. And this is just, I just think this is awesome. And folks that have met in some of the classes, walking around talking to each other, you know, they can get together and you know, talk about what they've learned, share ideas, things like that around a campfire. And it's distinctly possible that they will have connected and made new lifelong friends here. I'm very grateful and thankful for having the opportunity to be able to be a presenter here this year. And I've met a lot of wonderful people and had a lot of fantastic conversations. And I'm going to up my game for next year. This year I present the same class at 2 o'clock every day. Next year I'm either going to do a couple different classes and present every day, or I will present a different class each day that we're here. And I just all of the responses to my classes so far have been very positive. I believe I've given a lot of information to folks that they can actually use, and possibly answered a few that they didn't even know they had yet. A lot of folks have been thinking a lot about what's coming ahead in their life. They have considered caching, but really had no clue as to what caching was, how diverse it is. And so I was able to contribute. I was able to share. And that's what this event is all about. Educating, sharing, talking, learning. And I absolutely love that. This is probably one of the more active areas of the perimeter of the camp. They even have sanitary stations and things like that. And again, all this is included in the price of admission. 3 days of classes, 3 days of learning potential in a family-friendly environment. Camping included. You have an RV or a camper, you know, first come, first serve to the hookup types of stations. But this is absolutely fantastic. And hopefully by the time I get back down to the main area, out of the camping area, they will have continued with this evening's entertainment, which I believe is Dan Daly and the Sodbusters, and they play sort of a fusion between good old-fashioned country and bluegrass, and I really enjoy it. And I actually, years ago, we used to do St. Patrick's Day celebrations through the library and different venues, and Dan and I actually had an opportunity to perform together. I played Bo-Ron, and believe it or not, I sang. I don't know how well I sang, but I do sing. I didn't have anything thrown at me while I sang, but we performed a couple sets of traditional Irish folk music, traditional Irish tavern songs, and things like that, and we just had a great time doing it. Absolutely fantastic. And that was a long time ago. Maybe it's time for me to dust off my Bo-Ron and give her a go again. I don't know. I have no idea what direction my life's path has taken me, but I know right now I'm trusting in the Lord, and I know right now He's never going to guide me wrong. And I'm good with that. I'm very good with that. Take each day at a time, enjoy it to its fullest, and be thankful, and be appreciative, and give praise. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for a moment, and I'll bring you back if they start up the entertainment again in the main area, and I'll see you then. One thing I may have neglected to mention, one really nice thing about this event as well, as far as your camping prospects go, is the fact that teardown is not until Monday. So you set up on Thursday. You have the event, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you don't have to tear down and leave until Monday. I think that's a pretty good deal. You know, I've been to events to where the day of the event is when you come in and you set up and you tear down before the evening of the last day. I just thought I'd share that with you. Well, folks, it's all over. 3 days of absolutely fantastic education, entertainment, and phenomenal shopping and food, and the connection with a lot of really great people. As you can see, it is all gone and all cleaned up. And I have to say, this is my first time at this event, and I was very, very impressed. I had a great time, met some great people, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to have been able to present and to teach classes and all the blessings that were part of this weekend. And I highly encourage any and all of you that want to make the trek and, you know, pick up some great knowledge, some great pieces of kit, connect with like-minded people, to attend next year. And as soon as I find out what the next year's dates are going to be, I'll make certain that I'll add those in videos and post them and get the word out much earlier this next year than I did this year. And it was awesome. It's absolutely awesome. If you've made it this far, God bless you. Either you're a glutton for punishment, or I may have been able to show it to you in a way to where you actually felt a little bit more like a participant as opposed to just watching an overview. And I sincerely hope that this format that I used, as opposed to the interviews and things like that, was well received. Well, folks, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.